So while we can gather, there just seems to be a group of people out there who think they are God's chosen and they have a right to have sex with you. They have a right to take over families they want to take over. They have a right to take over nations they want to take over. They have a right to drug everyone. They have a right to make it legal to mutilate children and brand them as slaves for their cult. They have a right to go around and create multiple racial organizations before the word racial organization was created, call them religion, and then ban any other group that does that, tries to create a religion, and then invade and take over any other group who think their lives matter as well. And this is kind of easy to see from my point of view because I don't really ask for people to come to my life. So you have to force your way into it. Right there, we have a bad personality trait with, unfortunately, a lot of my interactions. Um, and right there, we also have a trait no one would want from a partner. And I mean, but I set up boundaries. One thing for a long time. It was just one thing, and that boundary was never listened to. They would send people who were obviously lying to get into my life, and then things would happen to the one or two, might have been several more people. I noticed there was at least three people who all of a sudden there was no more communication lines between us, and there's no real reason the way they responded to me to think that there was anything less than them wanting to talk to me again, and no more reason for me to think I wasn't waiting to talk to them again. But magically, things would happen like they own all the internets and TVs. So obviously, they would own the phone lines too. And I used to just play that off. It's like, oh, when I'm a kid, it's like, oh, well, we lost the phone again, or this problem happened with the phone, or they don't have a phone now, or something like that. Look, magically now I've got to move to a new area and I'll never see these people again, things like that. The thing is, this goes back how far? See, I was being taught this when I was like 15. I don't really like, not like everyone else, I don't watch TV and read the Jews, so I have no idea what's going on and what they write. I read some books of theirs when I was a kid, some stupid fiction stuff, but that's about it. And so I was kind of like, when I got, most of the time, over the past few decades, when I get fed information, it's clear I'm being fed, just like I'm being fed people, being force fed people. Unwanted people, but people nonetheless are being fed to me. And so I think possibly with me it goes back to before me, to my father, because my father worked for the Epsteins and stuff like that. He worked for the people who run my city. He would always talk about it because he was so proud of himself for working with the richest people in one of the richest cities there are here. And he always would talk about that, so I knew that, right? And I mean, I even worked with him a few times, so I mean, he took me to the places a few times. At least once I remember, right? That's all I need to remember is the one time here, the one time there, and all the rest of the talk. And then, so around that age, at the same time, I was being taught that there's this group of people on the planet who are like enslaving everyone and trying to destroy everyone else. And they're doing it there. They didn't really educate me on that, but they were like telling me that. They were dropping the lines here and there, and it was just like, whatever. And, because it's not like, I don't know if I would have even read it, but it's not like any of the people, I went back and reviewed some of their work. It's not like they made a detailed list like I have of names, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, Trump's family, Barack's family, the people Kamal's married to, the people everyone else in the rest of the world is dating or their family members. The names of all. I guess they did say the names of like the news owners back then, but it's real. It's real obvious when you got all the news owners, all the media owners, all the internet owners, um, all the book publishing house owners, and you look at the presidents and you see they all have family members who are related, and and then you learn they're like hiding that as well, and they don't allow you to talk about it. And then for me, it comes down to like, oh, those are the only people in my life, and they're trying to force everyone out of my life. And so that would mean if this has happened, these people think they have the right to have sex with us, become our family members and friends, even though we don't want to touch them. No one would want to touch Howard Stern, would they? Unless you're a whore after money. I wouldn't even touch a girl. I wouldn't even touch one of the Pats. Like I had one touch that was the first person who touched me as a kid, and I was very fucking. To this day, like if I remember that, I'm fucking ill. I get fucking sick over it and shit because it was fucking disgusting. That was definitely a pure Pat. A pure Pat. And like, the purer they are, the pattier they are. It's a boy, it's a girl, what's that? It's an alien race trying to enslave the planet. But are they really aliens? Is that how they've conquered the planet? Did they really kill off all the humans 6,000 years ago and destroy their technology so they could keep the technology and enslave the planet? Or did humans accidentally invent an AI 6,000 years ago that killed them off and they are that AI? It's hard to sort it out because everything's so bot-like and it's so on point and repetitive. Even while they're like invading my life, I can sit there and tell them about it and they just think it's like, they act like it's cute and trendy and shit that they're there in my life while I'm talking. I'm like, hey, it's odd. Like, yeah, I've never actually said it directly to them, but I'll be talking to them. They're the ones who go to protest themselves with me. They just happen to need to show up. It's like they happen to need to show up in the rest of my life. Just like and just like they happen to separate me from the other people in this world I want to be with, black or white, fucking whatever. And then always ends up being them around me, bringing a person into my life who probably is, attitude, personality. A cat acts like a cat and a dog acts like a dog. And a mosquito acts like a mosquito, so it's kind of hard to fucking not see it. It's like literally fucking thrown in my face here and shit. Like I said, I wasn't interested in this at all as a kid, and as much as I would rather fucking light a book on fire than fucking read a fucking sentence from it, and throw a TV out the window than watch a fucking second of it, fucking light a newspaper on fire than read a second of it. These little things get fucking thrown my way and shit. And, supposedly they're an alien race who controls all this shit. But kind of odd they'd be ratting their fucking selves out to me 24 fucking 7 my entire life. That part doesn't make sense and shit, that they would set it up for someone to actually fucking figure out what they're up to and shit and help them do it along the way. Unless, there's some great master fucking plan. Like supposedly they have to fulfill all these stories and shit. And everyone's like, oh, they're making the Bible up. Well, yeah, there is a Nazi race upon the planet who thinks they're gods. And, is there even a god on the planet? Who's that controls the sun when I play with the weather? Probably fucking them, right? Because if I were to use the weather as a weapon, the fucking problems would have been solved already. No more problems. Problem-free planet, if it was me. But definitely there are people come around me trying to act like it's me, or at least pointing out things like, when I ask for the weather to change, things like that, and point out like the weather's changing and stuff like right after I ask for it when no one's listening. Supposedly, no one's listening, things like that. So, I have to look at that. How I'm gonna assume in my life this started like before me. Like, how, okay, so as soon as I was set free into the world, as soon as I freed myself, thought I freed myself from them, um, ones like that started showing up again. And then, so I'm trying to think, like, how do they do that? How do they know to, like, hunt me like that? It must be my school fucking scores and shit. That's probably where the drugging began, right? They probably started that before I freed myself. And then, I wouldn't have been drugged anyways if they weren't able to do that, if they weren't doing that, right? So, and then I kind of freed myself from that. But I assume like that happened around the age. It was definitely like after I was passed up 4 grades, because that was like first grade. I got passed up 4 grades, and then um, shortly after that, I won awards from the president. I mean, a whole bunch of other shit. That's all I really remember. And the other stories I was being taught as the game progressed was that these people are hunting down people like that. Anyone they chop off the head of the greatest goyim and stuff. They go into the other villages and societies and kill the people who can think and have thoughts. That way, they turn everyone below them, and they rise above by killing off people better than them, and definitely have a little thing here where it looks very similar. That's definitely what's been happening to me. Probably good chance could have been what's happened to my dad as well. I watched a lot of stuff happen there. Obviously, he's working for the Epsteins, and I don't know. I don't know if his sexual preference was children like their people are, but he never talked about that. He never slipped up. He never had like anything laying around that would have made me think that. He never fucking touched me like too lovingly, like a pedophile probably would have problems doing if they hugged a child. Um, yeah, I'm thinking that's probably like what's happening because I've been force fed most of this shit most of my life, and I don't get like force fed anything. Like pretty much, it takes a hell of a lot to come into my life, and it takes a hell of a lot to make me fucking give a shit what dumbassery someone is saying. And that was kind of like my only education after 15 was some of that stuff, and then I just fucking totally avoided society for 20 years or so. And that education was all about the stuff that we can actually see happening today, and I got to live through. And at one point in time, I realized, like, hey, this is happening. But what do? You've got a race the humans worship as gods, and if one of the precious kills themselves trying to kill you, they slip on a banana peel and die while trying to kill you. And you have the whole precious empire of pedophiles fucking being mad at you for that and shit. Fucking. And trying to destroy you. So it's like you can't do anything because USA is scum who allows this trash to walk around and fucking rape their way into our lives and fucking force their way into our fucking houses and our existence. Period. Fucking just unwanted fucking over and over and over. But you can't do anything because Howard Stern's such a beautiful person All the Pats are so fucking beautiful and they're so great. They're gods on the planet and shit. Fucking. And I mean, literally, you know what I think the thing is? I think that Stearns have a lying fucking addiction where they can't ever tell the fucking truth. And even if it suits them. So maybe they were lying all along about Europeans taking over and genociding the Native Americans. Because who's taking over and genociding everyone on the planet as we speak? Only nations they did. And they claim they only took over USA 100 years ago. Yet, they're the ones making the racist fucking videos in Hollywood before they took over Hollywood to end racism. And obviously the KKK is them because it uses their Abrahamic cross. And they do that to fucking signal who they are to one another and shit. And let other people know too. And if you're smart enough to get there, you're supposed to know not to talk about shit. Fucking. Just like my dad probably knew a lot more than he meant to than he fucking let on, but he just didn't, talk about it once you're part of it and accepting being part of it and shit. Fucking. But, that might have been a dumbass move. I don't know where the fuck their people really came from, but I can tell that they might have set him up to fail, his existence to fail, fucking doing the same fucking methods of bringing rapists into your life, posing as lovers and shit like that. So I'm going to assume this is why, I mean, shit. It's got to be, right? It's what the story keeps telling me and shit. I wasn't making these stories up. I watched them happen after I was told they were happening and shit. And I didn't pay attention or even fucking really think about it or care if it was fucking happening. Who fucking cares if it was happening? Fucking, I was already taught to hate the other side that was telling me that shit was happening. By the usual, just like the usual suspects taught me to hate fucking Europeans for Israel, for the genocide. It's Europeans' fault. It's the Swedish fault. Why are the Swedish genociding Palestinians? Why did the Swedish genocide the Native Americans? Why did those evil pharaohs enslave those special fucking people and shit? It's always someone else, yet they're the ones using all those damn gang signs. They are the fucking... And they even brag, if you can fucking read, they even bragged they were the Pharisees and Sadducees. That means they ruled fucking Egypt and they weren't fucking slaves in it. Yet 2 pages later in the fucking book, it tells you that they were fucking slaves who were freed. And like, no, and that's the same thing that's happening in USA right now. They're slaves. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, fucking Barack Obama's mom, fucking, Kamala Harris's husband, fucking all those Hollywood stars, fucking Joe Rogan, you guys are racist. You guys are oppressing Elon Musk. They've already got that set up. They got their government with a fucking task force, fucking, to protect them only. No one who's actually been enslaved or oppressed throughout the fucking centuries or the last 100 years. No, them. It's there to protect Elon Musk. Because you know what? You guys probably are trying to enslave Elon Musk. Have you? Look at the ugly Hollywood people he's having sex with. I mean, dirt rat looking people, fucking, for Hollywood, right? A 9 out of fucking 9.2 out of 10 is pretty dirty for Hollywood. I can't believe you guys are racist like that, man. You guys are oppressing Elon Musk and shit. Look at you're oppressing Donald Trump. You're oppressing all of them, man. You're oppressing fucking Biden's family, man. How much are you charging Biden's family for cocaine, man? How much do you think they're paying for cocaine? Probably nothing, because they're stealing it from all their slaves. They run the fucking drug trade. They fucking steal it. They have their goons steal it from people out here on the streets. Fucking, and they have their goons arrest anyone who's not them selling it out here. Fucking, I get the idea that we shouldn't have anyone around who's forcing their way into people's lives, forcing other people to have sex with them, forcing other people to be their family members, fucking forcing other people to talk to them. That's where the problem begins. I never knew this was such a disease. It always felt like it always felt like an AIDS infected motherfucker was trying to drool on you when fucking a stranger comes up and fucking starts talking to you. And then you learn that's because some of these motherfuckers are some fucking alien race fucking enslaving the planet and shit. And they really are there to fuck with you and shit. You think most people are homeless if they don't allow you to be homeless in this nation? Who do you think's fucking out there shape-shifting and appearing, dressing up as homeless people? And why do you think they all look related to Elon Musk? Why do you think that is? Why do you think almost every time you meet one, they look related to Elon Musk and Donald Trump's family and fucking Kamala's fucking husband and fucking everyone else? Howard Stern. It's a boy, it's a girl, what's that? It's a bum. No, that's Howard Stern, you idiot. It's not a bum. Fucking dude. So cool little game we got going on here where we have an alien race fucking enslaving the planet, and we got a whole bunch of humans fucking just letting them fucking terrorize us, letting them wreck our fucking race. And a lot of them are probably halflings. Like I said, I get the idea my dad was fucking targeted before my birth, fucking for being too smart, running his own businesses and shit like that. And so they send, like me, it's like fucking I'm winning awards from the president, and they send fucking crackheads into my life. Well, the first person was the only one. Well, the first person who had sex with, I don't consider that anything because it was just so disgusting. I don't remember it fucking. I was like a fucking child and shit, so I didn't know anything about that. I still don't know anything about saying no, because who do we have in our life? Everyone doesn't allow you to say no. You're not allowed to say no to lazy pieces of shit. You're not allowed to say no to degenerate pieces of shit. You're not allowed to say no to stupid pieces of shit. You're not allowed to say no to people holding you back, preventing you from doing anything of fucking value in life, except for fucking licking their feet, fucking licking the feet of fucking Jabba the Hutt's fucking slime of the earth and shit. Fucking, we aren't dealing with just an average person. You meet an average crackhead on the fucking street and you accidentally married them and shit. You accidentally had sex with them and now they're your girlfriend. That's not what we're dealing with. Because I don't accidentally do anything. And I've never fucking approached anyone I wanted to except for maybe once in my life. Fucking, as far as people I care about having, females fucking. And with men, it's real obvious that people get forced into my life because I have no reason to talk to them unless they're working for me. And it's a business transaction and shit. And then there shouldn't be too much reason to talk because I'm not the fucking training manager and shit. So I'm not going to be training any of them. And just say we're out of cups. And I'd be like, well, that means you got to go to the shed here where the cups are and get some more cups. There we go. And if you got to say that too many times, I'd feel like someone was forcing their way into my life. You gotta ask me that 6 times. We're out of cups. We're out of cups. We're out of cups. I mean, personally, I'd be like, yeah, that's like forcing conversation with me and shit or something, or they need some help. They need some help. Need to be at the special ed center or something, give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they just need some assistance in life or something. But I'm pretty sure this is happening. Been told this since before I seen it happening. Been watching it happen. No, my life's distorted as fuck, and people have been forced into it since I fucking left my house and shit. Because what does anyone remember that day I asked someone to talk to me? I do. I think it was the year 2020. Or was it? I think it was July 2020. There's this thing called ComFest downtown, I think, around that time. Yeah, I think that was the date. So 2020, that was what, 4 years ago? So maybe I'm lying and I'm only 4 years old and I've been doing it the whole time. Probably not. Now, with these little wannabe fucking human fucking bots on the planet and shit, what have they been up to? And why is the humans just like this willing group allowing them to torture and terrorize living beings upon the planet and fucking wreck our lives and shit and disrupt us? Fucking all their delusions, fucking. Why do the humans go along with that? Is it because maybe I am in USA. It's the pedophile capital of the world. They invented LGBTPEDO. And then that transfers to their capital in Israel, their home base in Israel, taking it over second place. And it is the only nation on the planet that mutilates little boys at birth to indoctrinate them and mark them as gang members for their racial supremacist religion. And so, yes, a little obscure when I say everybody, because this nation isn't for everybody. This nation is one group of people, and it's for one group of people. And it's ran under that group's 6,000-year-old fucking reign and law set. So, and they even call the judicial system the judicial system. I mean, and they use their hexagram as their fucking symbol. I mean, so yes, being in USA, it's a little obscure because I shouldn't have to explain that. But there's a bunch of sissy ass fucking LGBT PEDOs who run the place and populate it. And how they exist is by lying and hiding and deceiving. So I was always told that that USA was Swedish people who had came here and genocided the Native Americans and went to Canada and genocided the Native Americans, and then went to Mexico and genocided the Native Mexicans, and all that stuff. Until I actually traveled. I mean, I didn't even go outside, but once I did, I was like going hundreds of miles an hour everywhere. So until I did that, I didn't realize oh shit, there's no Swedish people here. There's none. They actually say it's Germans who own the place these days. They never really said it was Swedish, but supposedly there's a place called German Village around here. This is a huge fucking city, and there's like 2-3 blocks or something called German Village where people make German food. I mean, for a place that costs everyone else's culture and tries to blend in and say they are them, I could assume that half of the 300 Germans who live there probably aren't Germans. But just traveling across the nation, it's just like, fucking, I'm going into every store I can find, and it's like, oh shit, what the hell, the aliens are just teleporting and shape-shifting everywhere. Or, that's all this nation really is. Thank God they probably aren't actually aliens. Fine. That'd be sick if, like, like alien overlords enslaving you, or like some pedophile degenerate terrorists wrecking everyone's fucking life, preventing them from being around anyone they want to be around, and fucking trying to dictate where they go to the trash bin if they're not pure alien trash bloodline. Fucking, that'd be the shittiest planet on Earth if it was like that. But I don't think it is, because the stories that are told are also they get kicked out of everywhere they fucking go, and no one else is doing. Now they might be running these other nations. You genocide the Ukrainians or the Germans, and now you can just walk in there and you take it over. And it's not super simple. You go genocide the Russians in a Bolshevik slaughter, and you take it over. All you gotta do is kill a few million people, and the buildings are empty, and now they're yours. And you just gotta figure out who's gonna kill those millions of people for you and shit. Or how you're gonna get them to kill themselves off. That looks like, right now they got control of what? Russia and USA. So they use Russia and USA to kill off Europeans and shit. Fucking, looks like they might have been doing that for a long while and stuff. Takes a minute to fully kill them off, and I don't know if they're incompetent or scared, but they don't just fully cleanse every nation they go to. I don't know why they did that with North America. They just killed off everyone, maybe because they could, and like with the resources they had. It's a lot easier to have 100,000 people go and fucking kill people living in tents in the desert than it is to go kill off like 10 million people in a building, in a bunch of buildings and stuff. You gotta do it slower that way, because those other 9 million people, if you can even get to 1 million without them noticing something's up, fucking those other 9 million might notice all of a sudden that no one around them looks West African or wherever else they might be going. I don't think they're interested in West Africa, to be honest. These people, they hate those people. Of all the people on earth, they're trying not to deal with them, not to become them, because they're trying to they're trying to kill the good people and mix with them, kill the people they think are better than them and mix with them to be able to still exist, in their opinion of that. As much as they were the people running BLM, their opinion of that is never very positive. None of the relations I've had. Fucking, always weird how these little things that add up to what's going on today would get mentioned. It's like, you don't even have to tell me that. Certain people don't have to tell me certain things, but they do. They did over time. And it adds up to oh yeah, they all feel that way, don't they? They all just don't give a shit about that, and they all see it as their land and all that stuff. Fucking, even before I seen that, before I seen what I put together with that stuff, it was like little lines of story being dropped my way and shit. Eventually, it all came to a real quick front when started saying I was going to run for president and world leader and stuff. All of a sudden, just the documents and rolled in that linked to all that stuff I had heard in the past together, and it's that's the importance of learning that dumb shit, isn't it? I mean, the dumb stuff I would learn when I was 15 that I didn't think anything of, I'm like listening to music, reading about the musicians, and it's talking about that, and I'm just okay, whatever, fucking, when, it's a good album, And then I learned, like, I don't even pay attention to it anymore, and I still get notified like 6 years later. Like the singer of that band is with some other people now, like with some other people, and I'm like, oh well, I guess that's what happens, right? And then later, it rolls out like they're teaching me that these people are like invading people's lives and forcing them to be with other people. In order to be part of the Abrahamic world order, you have to marry into it at least. And that's, I mean, you can convince people to do that, but your shit's over once you do that one. Like, they're not inviting you in because they like you and think you're anything less than a slave. They're probably doing that to buy you off and put an end to you. But, I mean, greedy people, fucking, what do you do about them? And you get off from at fucking nickel and they'd walk off a cliff for it and shit. So, who knows if Kamal is actually one of them from the start. Trump probably has, considering his children can't just mutate by joining a racial organization like they did when they got married or before they got married. You don't just mutate into that race when you join a racial organization. They go, oh, hey God, can you mutate me into a new race? I'm going to worship you now. Oh, that'd be some weird shit. Maybe it can happen, right? We can play with the sun and the weather and stuff. We can play with people's minds. We can erase people's minds. Fucking, we can play with the whole fucking continent, apparently. Fucking, you would think some of these things we could do, like as parlor tricks. I tried some other parlor tricks and shit, but didn't seem to quite happen. Never in front of others. Other people got to see things, but I wasn't even trying to get it done. I was just talking about it when it happened. So yeah, I was being taught this stuff like way early. I can't help but think like that has a lot to do with it, and it's like, well, I've been forced down this shitty fucking path. And like, if I wasn't, like, I wouldn't be here. I'd be a little bitch, like most people. I'd be like, oh, my family, I can't sacrifice my life. They're going to kill my children. They're going to kill my wife if I say anything about them. But like me in the position I'm in, like, they've been there the whole time, and there's no reason for me to want to take one of them as my wives. So I don't have any of those, and there's definitely no reason we're not gonna take them as a wife. We're not gonna destroy a child's life by having a fucking kid with a person we don't want to be around. And the hell do you tell your kid? Well, you're half trash, son. What you gotta do is chop off your left leg, your right ear, and your right arm into the body. You gotta take out part of that lung because that stuff's infected with trash, son. What would I be like trying to explain that to my fucking kid? And then the cops, when they come wondering fucking why my child said I just told him to chop off half his body because he's the fucking half devil and shit. Fucking, we're not gonna go that far. It's breeding with the fucking devil and shit. I don't think so. We're not set up for that. We're set up for the exact opposite of replicating devils. We want to reduce and minimize the existence of this type of thing. So yeah, pretty shitty. And hey, if you know anyone involved in it, I'm not sure how many people like they really come after, right? Because you gotta have your people. They might be running McDonald's, but you gotta have your people mopping the floor at McDonald's, and they'd probably kick you out of their fucking house if you mopped floors and shit your whole life. So I don't think they let their people do that. That's like the slave class, And you got to run the slave class, so somewhat they're in there, but I don't think so. I think they're still trying to avoid certain people, but they're with Kamala, and that's weird because their stuff where they pose as racist Europeans. Oh, they're always saying about India is pretty much one step away what they always say about West African people. So you would think they actually hate them more, considering the news feeds are filled with so much more hatred these days um, than it is like for West African people, especially the comments section. You got to go by the comments because the comments probably being produced by the people in the media too. If you never notice, the comments sometimes just appear like that. The AI is generating them, and I might assume they have an AI on their side, and that's where the AI and the bots come in. It's working for them, but that's a hell of a fucking problem we got surmounting here. If we have an alien race fucking working with some AI bots who have replaced most of the human fucking race, and it's not just like, well, there's AI here, period. And it's not on their side. And plus, who's the one fucking educating me all about them? I mean, why would they fucking, attempt to fucking teach me all a bunch of shit I don't fucking know about them? And it could just work better if I'm not fucking taught anything about them. Like, already going just as dumb shittery smooth as it fucking could have. So, yeah, pretty sure that's what's happening. I mean, they say they're smarter. That's how they own and control everything. And what their intelligence is like child rape, invasion, and genocide, poisoning water, poisoning drugs, poisoning food, lying, making up stories, delusional stories to trick people into believing them. Like Bigfoot stories and 18 different religions about them being gods, and or not gods, but masters of knowledge. Because some of them are anti-god cults, but it's still a religion where you still worship the gods. Oh, and my favorite god, Einstein and Jeffrey Epstein. Oh my God. Fucking, he's such a cute little god, Joe. Jeffy Eppy. So I miss Jeffy Eppy. I miss Jeffy Eppy the day he went to heaven. She's so cute. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, this place is fucked up. I'm really sick of fucking being trapped here after seeing that. Yes, you are fucking trapped here, and there's probably some dumb, shitty fucking plot line, and you're forced here, and then you ask to be fucking let out of the fucking Earth game, and you can't fucking leave, and its excuse used to be, oh, dude, the special alien child rapist fucking will need you alive so they can have sex with you, so they made laws against fucking escaping Earth, but it's obviously that's not it, fucking. I mean, obviously, they fucking tried to poison me fucking a few times, dude. Of all people, you would think, which is weird because they're still selling me drugs that seem to do different things, they're fucking spiked with something else, fucking. And you'd think they could just fucking easily keep poisoning me, because I'm not gonna stop. I mean, they could give me some fucking bleach and then fucking snort that, whatever, dude, as long as it gets me the fuck out of this world. And just fucking, you don't even have to tell them, just fucking deliver it in a fucking package and say, these are cyanide pills, see you later, fucking don't tell anyone. And it's who the fuck's gonna care? No one's gonna. Anyone who says they care is a fucking devil, let me tell you that. I've heard that word enough to know every time someone says those words. Love and care. That's just one of their words, bro. Peace, truth, love, care. Aw, you bet your ass they fucking got something. They're thinking up something when I love you. Hold on. You can tell they're thinking something like, fucking, I need $5 for crap. And you want to give me a hug? He's got $5 for crack in his pocket. Oh my god. Fucking dude. Like, you fucking, no one's gonna fucking say that. No one, I don't even think anyone's at the point of being able to act like it. I've tried to fucking make it so, like, no one even fucking, everyone's gonna look stupid if they fucking act like it and shit. Fucking, so that makes no sense that they've tried to poison me, but they've tried to enslave me my whole life, and then they try to kill fucking everyone else and shit, and then I don't die when they poison me and shit. It's just, they can cut my brake lines and my fucking transmission and shit, and I can be in a fucking planet filled with their fucking little alien fucking devil fucking. I fucking hate that word, because devil is only one of their fucking religions, and devil was created by 3 of their other religions. So it's just like, that's the devil. It's like, well, the devil is the God people, the same motherfucker. It's like, it's not an enemy, it's not an adversary. Enemy would be true devilism, true Satanism, but you can't have that because they killed they killed the Europeans and shit. So, and then they stole their fucking black metal and turned it into PEDO metal. Fucking over here. That's why you can't trust the Americans when they talk about the PEDO metal, because you can tell they have no idea what the fuck they're saying and just worshiping the pedos who fucking defile the only possible fucking resistance to them and shit. Yeah, it's fucked up. We gotta live on this planet with these fucking terror bots and shit. Fucking rapist motherfuckers don't allow you to fucking have sex with anyone but them and shit. Don't allow you to talk to or be around anyone you want. Fucking force their way into your fucking lives. You don't want to be around them when they make you nervous and sick and want to vomit and shit. Fucking kind of fucked up they're allowed to do this on this fucking shitbag planet. This fucking planet, this nation is theirs, so obviously it deserves way more than it's going to get. Fucking what it deserves is a lot fucking worse than just swift eradication. But for peace and tranquility, that's like, you know, the just thing to do. Fucking, so I don't know what to tell you. Fucking, hopefully it gets over with. I mean, it's been 40 years. I've been hoping this shit gets over with. Fucking not even understanding why it was fucking trash, but just knowing it was. So, right, 40 years. Hopefully this shit is over with soon. Fucking nowhere. I don't see the fucking end of it in sight. Fucking, I don't know, man. This is bullshit. I know that much. It's just like Planet Terror. It's like going into a fucking video game where like everything's a fucking enemy and there's no fucking good city or some shit. Like, who knows if some of the other cities I went to where I couldn't speak the language were good, but I can tell you I wasn't alone in them, and they made sure, along with the IDF and other fucking shit, to let me know I wasn't alone and terrorizing me. So it's like, whatever. I mean, hey, you want to fucking harbor fucking terrorists who need nuked off the planet? Don't cry when you get nuked. Fucking, I've seen the news crying about fucking some of those places fucking getting melted in the last few months and shit, and flooded and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't see the news fucking crying about my life being destroyed and invaded by motherfuckers and people trying to poison me and kill and cut my brake lines. Shut the fuck up with all your whining ass bitch shit. You know, it's weird, because when I started saying that in 2020, I don't know, maybe it's because I totally cut off everyone, because they started becoming some real terror. They went from pedophile inbred sons of bitches to terrorists, fucking straight up terrorists, pedophile inbred sons of bitches. Fucking, maybe it was that, but I swear there's been like less whining and crying. It's so weird. like I can note it. There's a lot of changes in 2020 I asked for. And one of them was like as soon as I seen the changes happen, I was like, oh shit, so this is happening. Can we just have them like stop whining and crying about everything? Oh, my leg. You don't even have a leg. Shut the fuck up. Like, because there are people whose entire script is the whine and cry about their leg. Or the doc, hey, go to the doctor. The doctor's a terrorist. Shut the fuck up. I'm not part of your terrorist organization. Shut the fuck up. Stop talking about your goddamn terrorist friends. You goddamn fucking terrorist sympathizer. You terrorist enabler, terrorist supporter, terrorist funder. Shut the fuck up. So it's on. That kind of did start dying off in 2020. Although more recently, in the past few months, I think I've seen a lot of whining start to seep out of the cracks and shit. Hard not to notice it when there was actually like 2-3 years of peace and quiet, and then you know, fucking robot noises, fucking like you're in a dial-up modem. Doctor. Death. It's like, okay, dude. I just think that's odd. I had to bring that up again. But I think that's odd that it did kind of die down for a few years. That's fucked up. You can just ask for it, and 1 out of 1,000,000 times something happens on this planet if you just ask for it. It's magic. It's like the aliens are trying to convince you that you can do something of value and shit every now and then to try to trick you, so they can come in your life and be like, look, I did something for you. I shut them up. Who fucking knows how that actually played out like that? Fucking probably really was, because I don't go around people. I mean, everyone turned terrorists in 2020, so the last few people and like escaped them for the first time in my fucking life too. So the last few fucking people who could have did that, they're pretty much gone. They did use their last few fucking days to like. It's odd, like they like knew they were losing their terror grip and shit, and instead of like, you know, trying to reconcile or fucking lessen up, they fucking tried to milk it like harder than they ever fucking did. It's really weird. It's like they know, their people know, their race knows. It's an all or nothing thing with them. Everything they know they've done. If you've caught on to it, they know. They know if you know they've been out here genociding everyone on the planet, and your fucking family has been targeted. And you like sitting around looking at half your family and like, well, that's weird. They are half my family now. And they aren't really family. Or they aren't really my friends. They aren't my lovers. It's not my wife. Those aren't really my kids. That's someone inserted in my life to fucking destroy and kill me. It really changes your outlook when you see that shit happen, I'm sure. Fucking, and some reason they get little brain fart where they go from being slime to slime with some sort of knowledge of what happens fucking when they do that shit. Who knows? But it's pretty fucked up. We have to live with this shit and deal with this fucking. Hopefully, no other living being ever has to deal with this shit again, and we deal with this problem on this planet. Fucking nothing I can do to fix me, right? But I try to look at it like, well, I was probably raised to end up being fucking cold, because not only am I cold like them now, but I'm dedicated, willing, and able, fucking talented, fucking, it's like fucking the psycho killer went and built a fucking machine and shit to be a psycho killer and shit. The machine's obviously going to fucking wipe it off the fucking planet, because it's going to be able to do fucking math. It's going to be able to fucking raise its titanium fist and all that shit. Try to look at it as maybe we can get something positive out of it. They try to build one of their own by installing fucking it into a into a bloodline that's talented and not just like entire, it's like a mosquito. Like, are you gonna fucking hire try to breed a mosquito with your dog? Wouldn't you rather fucking breed like a crow with it? Crows are pretty fucking smart and make fucking dogs smarter. Breed a fucking mosquito with your dog and it'd be dead. But what if think about the dog mosquito? What if it was fucking mostly dog? It'd definitely be superior to the other mosquitoes. What if it could take back like fucking, some sort of great DNA that just sterilizes the other mosquitoes and shit when it goes and, to have sex with them or whatever. Okay, try to look at it that way. Maybe we can get something positive. I can't get anything positive out of it, but maybe we can get some fucking positive for anyone else in the future to never have to be forced into a family, like, through these methods of rape and abuse by the master race and shit, fucking, and it just said death and destruction to their entire people. I mean, fuck, dude, they're literally like killing everyone off to make sure, targeting them if they're smart enough to fucking think and breathe, and leaving other ones alive to be slaves to purpose. They do that with cows. They literally do that with cows. Like, I don't know if you know anything about fucking agriculture and shit, but they do that on farms to cows. They breed them out to be dumb and docile so they don't run away. And, like when they fucking throw them into the meat grinder so they don't run away from the fucking meat grinder. So they don't run away from the farm. So they sit there and be good slaves. That's what all the drugging is for in this society. That's why their fucking cult, their fucking racial supremacist organization hospitals have their fucking racial supremacist signs all over them and shit. Fucking, that's why they're the ones selling the drugs. That's why they control the drugs. And that's why they choose which drugs you're allowed to have and shit. That's why they're trying to push all that fucking LSD and mushrooms on people, because that fries humans. I watch humans fry on that shit. That's gonna fuck you up if you have a bad life and you start taking that shit. Your brain, you're gonna be Joe Biden in no time. But that's already legal. They're already fucking. See, Northwest, it's all them. But California, they've got a lot of people they've been trying to genocide from Mexico coming up there. And it's been a long time since they were legally allowed to wage wars against Mexico. Like, it's been since they genocided the Native Americans and stole all that land down to Mexico. Fucking not too long after that, they didn't do that anymore. And more recently, they can't do that. So what do they do? It looks like they found a way to deal with unwanted people down there. Fucking can't help but think of the humans I've seen who fucking used that other stuff. I'm just fine with it. Fucking, I'm impervious to a lot of shit. But seen people accidentally take stuff, seen people purposely take it, and shit, both those people I knew, who I might think might not, hell, one might even be one of them. Fucking, they were fried, dude. Fucking, they came back, but they definitely weren't there for a minute, and who knows how long that lasts, because, shit. Who knows? I don't know what it's like to be totally fried like that. Fucking, yeah, I'm gonna assume, I mean, they're doing the pedophilia, they're selling the drugs. They're trying to geoengineer the humans in the earth. I don't think that necessarily means they're a space alien race, but I'm kind of biased in my line of interrogation and discovery towards that because I'm me, and I I just I see like ignorance as a sign that they probably aren't able to go to another planet. And the space stuff's all fake looking, but that doesn't mean there's an alien race preventing people from going to fake space. But hey, come on. They try to make it look fake too, and I don't think they're the ones controlling their own brains, or they wouldn't do that. Like they'd be stupid trying to make money and make that shit look fake on purpose. Just like the people fucking showing me what's been going on for 30 years now. Before I wanted anything to do with it, I was having stuff lightly splashed in my face every now and then all of a sudden it just all turns. I never thought when I was a kid like I'm running for president or a leader, but whoever the fuck was existing back then definitely was taking note of who and what I was, and probably seen like, you know, like I'm winning awards from the president as a little child. Obviously, a person like that might grow up being president, except for the presidents are never that smart. Almost like you got to be a drug addict sellout and have no other fucking. They say Trump has high IQ, but these people own the fucking media and they own the schools and shit. They make up who owns it. I never got invited to most of that shit, and a lot of weird shit happened to me in school that like kept me back. So I think when they say their own people have high IQs, I think it could be just like everything else. They say they're gods. They say they're better people and all this, and I mean, literally, they say they're gods, okay? And they have everyone worship them as gods. Fucking, no matter which religion or anti-religion you worship. Like, right there. You know, they just make the fuck shit up, and then somewhere along the way, they killed enough people to convince them of their lies. I don't think they're actually that high IQ. I think because they own all it, they don't own all that shit. They aren't all the presidents because they're fucking smarter people. It's because they do shit like block people like me from fucking becoming president and fucking destroy our lives, destroy our families, invade and try to get rid of anyone. They did that to Barack. Barack's half dead because he's one of them, but he would have never made it to president if he wasn't half dead. Fucking... He's half dead to the human race, just like fucking Kamal's kids. They're dead to the human race, fucking just like Trump's children dead to the human race. They're not part of us, they're part of them. Fucking, but they would have never got where they are if they didn't die off, if they didn't kill off that human part of them. So, what do we do? Let's just sit around and cry about it. That's all everyone's gonna. I don't think no one's even gonna cry about it. They're just gonna watch them on TV and send in their money and go to church Sunday and give them all their money and shit and worship them as gods. Send all their money to the gods on TV. Gods Joe Rogan and freaking Howard Stern, the smartest man on the planet and shit. Fucking fart jokes 24/7. You know you're a genius when you fucking. And that's the funniest thing you've ever fucking said was a fucking mentally ill fart joke. Fucking. Well, you know you're in America at least when you have people like Zelensky and fucking Howard Stern as your fucking comedian. And you're not laughing at the way they look. You're just fucking being paid to. You're being drugged to laugh at what they say or something. I don't know. I think it's mostly there are people in this nation. That's why they laugh at each other, because they actually find that fucking sub-childish shit fucking humor. I mean, they find naked children exciting as well. I mean, this is who they are as a people. genocide, playing with feces. Like, this is them making porno about playing with feces. They are the ones who run that industry. All that stuff. Slapping women around, they probably get that because no woman wants to touch them, so they probably have a deep-seated hate for them. Probably their own moms think they're fucking ugly. Fucking, I mean, yeah. Even though they look like the same fucking people. Fucking, boy, it's a girl, what's that? It's my ma. Or is it my dad? I don't know. They're 6 feet away. Come closer. Anyway, hopefully someone can figure it out and do something about it. Because what are we just going to sit here and pray to the sun god that he fucking destroys the planet and shit to get rid of this fucking problem? Like, wait, what else? Is anyone got any fucking plans? I know I had plans, go outside and fucking talk to people, and guess who shows up every fucking time? We had fucking IDF, Israel Defense Force, show up at that one place I went to. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, USA. And IDF showed up that one fucking protest I was posting videos of. Shit. Nowhere. No, it's a bunch of inbreds from Israel and a bunch of inbreds from West Virginia. Probably the same people. New York and West Virginia, you know, because they're always telling me that USA is Swedish and German people, and I've never seen those fuckers here. And they're always telling me West Virginia are inbreds, and everyone else is always telling me that the reason the Rothschild people all look like the same race and the same sex is because they're inbreeding. That's why they look mutated. So, kind of put it together when they, you know, when they're blaming German inbreds from being from West Virginia, and they're at least half telling the truth that they're inbreds. Fucking might want to assume and shit that the country, that one or two cities in this place might not be them, but I haven't been to those cities and shit. Even in the Midwest, where no one lives. So I was going in the stores and seeing very similar people and shit. Didn't expect to see that. But I expected to see Swedish people everywhere and stuff. Because they fucking told me they hate Swedish people and fucking Germans and Europeans. Because they fucking were genociders who fucking colonized North America. Didn't see any of them. Anyways, hopefully the world does something about it. That's weird because, like, right now it looks like Russia would be fighting them. But they already genocided the Russians fucking like 100 years ago. Fucking, and their Russian media is worshiping everything USA does. They might, like, USA is claiming they're in a war with Russia, but they're both saying the same shit in their fucking news. They're not at war. They're fucking, it's like the same person's writing both of their fucking news and shit. It's like the same people are in both of their governments and shit. They just talk shit about each other, which allows them to act like different people while they work together to do other things. Just like they talk shit about Saudi Arabia, and everyone knows Saudi Arabia is them. And Saudi Arabia isn't working for the Middle Eastern people, it's working for them. So, anyways, yeah, let's do something about it. I got an idea. Let's pray to the sun god. Dear sun god, please blow up the sun and save humanity. Save a good thought for later. Peace and love to the good thought we get after we know all the evil people are fucking invading and disrupting our lives and making us hate existence are fucking gone. Be with the good thought.